What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. Toe the Line, episode 17, you guys. Unreal. What's going on, guys? Don't worry about them copyrights. Don't worry about them copyrights. You didn't hear nothing. You heard nothing. You heard nothing. So I checked out the copyright thing. You just can't be playing. You can't play the whole thing. You can't record the whole thing. You can catch glimpses and images. You can catch okay, let's take this for instance. Last year when I recorded the AFC divisional game between the Chargers and the Patriots, if I would have taken the camera off the TV periodically and only did like a play here and a play there, they wouldn't have done much. Hey Jake, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. If I would have done that, they wouldn't have come down on me so hard. The fact of the matter is you can't go start to finish with something. You can't play something in its entirety, is what I'm saying. And that's basically the gist of it. That's what I got from it anyway. But yeah, we don't want any more copyright stuff. We don't want any more infringements. How's everybody doing tonight? Did they really? They gave you a warning, Jeff? Was it the whole song? Because they're not supposed to give you a copyright thing if it's ambient noise. Like, say, if it's somebody's stereo that's playing in the background, or it's pretty simplistic, really. I mean, it can't be you editing the song into the video. If it's something playing in the background, they shouldn't be able to do that. Yes, congratulations to Farmer Man Rose. I don't know if you guys know this, but he won Jeff's Customs RC's giveaway. It was a sweet book, you guys. Combat aircraft book. Yeah, I mean, anything from vintage World War I aircraft all the way up to modern day F-22 Raptors and F-35s. It was a pretty sick book. I was actually a little jealous, Farmer Man. I was a little jealous of that. 14 people already in here, guys. That's awesome. Listen, you guys, I want to touch on one situation real quick before we get started here. I didn't know how I was going to approach this. I didn't know what I was going to do or how I was going to do it. Fred, good to see you in here so early, man. Appreciate that, man. So here it is, guys, in a nutshell. Something happened in the chat during Pilots Lounge last week. During Pilots Lounge last week. And it had to do with Eric Quinn. Apparently he was putting up emojis. He didn't understand what he was putting up. If any of you guys know what I'm talking about, give me some thumbs ups in the chat. Let me know. I have tried several times. Well, not several. 2 or 3 different times to get a hold of him. Lee won't be with us anymore. He is done. He's out. Which means I'm stuck with an aircraft that he won. I gave him multiple chances to get a hold of me so I can send him the plane. He's refusing me. He's refusing everyone. He's not writing me back. So I wrote him a message. I said, look, man, it would show me a lot about your character and who you are as a person if you could just write me back so that I can get this plane sent to you. And nothing. Send it to me. No, what's going to happen is we're going to do another giveaway on it, man. I listen, man. I ain't got time for this shit. I really don't. I don't have time for this stuff. Between going out and doing these maidens, taking care of my family, doing Toe the Line, being a part of the Hanger Rats, joining up Mary Boozers and doing the Pilots Lounge on the weekends and stuff. I'm consumed. I really, really wanted this plane to go to Eric Quinn, but for some reason, something happened in the chat. Some things were said. I think a lot of it was Eric just taking it the wrong way. It was the Pitts biplane, the E-Flight. I'm going to bring it in here in a minute because we're going to be re-giving it. We're going to be giving it away because I mean, unless he pops up in this chat tonight and he's like, no, Dave, send it to me. Sometimes shit happens is what I'm saying, you guys. Sometimes shit happens and you just got to learn sometimes to just bite the bullet and just accept that it was a mistake. Shit happens. I got too many planes, Lee. I have too many planes. I got too many planes. I still have planes that I have to maiden, for Christ's sakes. Things that I still have planes to maiden. I still want to take my 262 out and fly it this summer. We have the FlexJet, which is going to be all this week. This week is going to be all about the FlexJet, except I'm taking the Aurora system out of it and I'm putting my own system in it. I'm just going to put my own receiver and gyro in it. And it'll be fine. It'll be just as good. EQ is that's not Eric Quinn. It's EQRC. That's not Eric Quinn RC, is it? Is that you, Eric? Well, does he have two different names? Because one of his names comes in. Hey, Dave, I got a nice flying. Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate that, brother. Left Gmail. I tried. I'm confused here. Eric, is that you, EQ? Eric, bro, I don't do Gmail. I don't do Gmail, bro. Okay, so I still have your goddamn plane, bro, is what I'm saying. Listen, man, now that I have you in here, dude, that shit, don't worry about that shit, bro. Don't worry about that crap, man. Yes, change my name. Okay, I got you. Okay, Eric, good. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I don't do Gmail. I have a King G, my email. I'll drop it in the chat here real quick. Eric, good, Eric. I'm glad. I did not want to have to re-give this thing away. I hate re-giving shit away, dude. I don't like doing that. Eric, awesome, dude. Awesome. Here. Send your address to that. I think you may have already done it, but I went through my emails and I couldn't find it, bro. I was literally trying to find your email so I could send it out to you. Look, I'm glad you're in here right now. Don't worry about that bullshit, bro. Shit happens. I'm not even sure what emoji was being used. Look, I didn't go back and research it. That's not who I am. I don't. All I know is that I talked to Ryan. Ryan said that he went through the chat and he was like, yeah, it just seemed to be a little bit of a mix up, people, whatever. Yeah. You know what, Captain Photon? It's not from the 80s. It's from like the 90s, but we'll take it. Yeah, man, I started that email back when I was in high school, bro. I've had that same email address since I was in high school. It was a free domain, so I was like, shit, I'll use that. And back then, emails was like the cutting edge thing, So I decided to go with the Hotmail, and now it's changed so many times over the years. It's like it's not even Hotmail anymore. It's like it's something else now. I can't remember what it is. Okay, Eric. Where is my pin? All right, Eric. I'm gonna let. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna let that one go through, and that way I can just replay the chat later or replay it later. I'll get the number. I don't see my pen laying around here anywhere. That's why. I did have a pen. I did have a pen sitting here. So yeah, guys. I just wanted to start out with that, Eric. I'm glad. Like I said, I'm glad you're in here, and we'll get your plane sent to you on the 1st. That's like 7 days away, guys. So I'll be sending that out to you on the 1st. That way, I can make room for the next giveaway that's coming through. I am not buying a plane this month for myself, you guys. I have too much shit to do. I have a radiator that I gotta put in my Camaro. I gotta buy the carpet to put in the Camaro. I have so much shit to do to that Camaro. It's not even funny. I need to start working on that car. It needs to get done. I have all the stuff for it. It's just sitting here in my house, and I need to start putting it in the car. It's pointless to spend, that much money on seats and stuff for the inside of the car and not put it in. It's just sitting here. So my main focus is going to be on the Camaro this month. I want to get it done before winter, before I have to put it up for the winter. The purple people eater, that's exactly what it is, bro. And I want to get those stickers that Jeff's Custom RC sent me, dude. He sent me some badass, like giant freaking peace signs, white peace signs that I'm going to be putting on the back windows, say Dave's RC on the back. It's sick, man. It's going to be so nice. It's going to be sick. I really appreciate him doing that. That was really cool for him to do that. So yes, I am really, really a big stickler on not re-giving stuff, dude. So if you win something, like let's take Breaking Silence, for instance. It took me so long to get everything right to get him his package. It took me 6 months to finally get him his plane, but he finally has his plane now. And that's just the way it goes, dude. That's the way it goes. But anyways, guys, I'm going to start breaking down this AR-15. I thought that would be a pretty cool highlight of the night. I got my kit here to clean it. I'm not going to clean it. I'm just going to dismantle it for now and just kind of go through the parts list with you guys and show you how it's done. Any questions in the chat so far? Oh, Jeff, dude, the MiG is sweet. So I lied. I didn't order a plane. However, I did order a new 8S power system. So the same 8S power system that's in that Raptor back there is going to be going into the MiG-17. The same exact one. And then I have all Metal Gear Freewing servos coming that are going to be put in the plane. The boxes that you put the servo in. There's like these boxes, right? And then you put the servo in the box. Well, I bought those boxes, right, so that I could do the tail on the MiG-17. The MiG-17 doesn't have the boxes in the back. They're actually glue-in servos. I didn't want to glue them in. So I bought the boxes to actually carve out the foam, put the boxes in. So that way now I have boxes. I can just change them out. If something happens to a servo, I can just quick change them out instead of having to pull the glue and do all that crap. So I'm kind of setting the plane up because I'm really going to start flying that MiG-17 a lot, you guys. I like it. I like the way it flies. I like the way it handles. It's just a big baby doll. If I ever crashed that plane, I'd have a new one on order like that. I would have a new one on its way just like that. Tyler did fly the hell out of that Avani, you guys. I was scared shitless, man. I'm like, I'm just going to give him the controls to my Avani. He's never flown off the ground before. I was like, what am I thinking? What the hell am I thinking? But the reason that I did it and the reason that I didn't think twice about it is because I know Tyler's a good pilot. I knew that he would get it. I knew he'd get it off the ground, and I knew he'd be able to land it. That plane lands really well. It lands really slow. So first thing first, with an AR-15 is you got to drop the mag. You can't have the mag in it while you're pulling it apart. The second thing is there's these little pins right here. Okay. You've got a pin here and a pin here. And those pins need to be pushed out. And I always do the back one first. Just like that. Now that that pin's pulled, now you can bring down the stock. Oh, let's see something here. There we go. But just like that. Now you got your upper receiver and your lower receiver. Just like that, guys. Upper receiver, lower receiver. The first thing that you want to do with your lower receiver, it's the only thing that you're going to really do with your lower receiver, is you're going to pull. You're going to pull out your spring. This thing, I just took this thing out and fired it a bunch of times in a video, so she's all nice and greasy and smelling like loveliness. Nice. So that's your lower receiver. Now, the fun part, the upper receiver. The bolt and the charging handle all comes out in one piece, just like this. Now you're done with that part. Now the bolt. The bolt. That's the tricky part, you guys. The bolt. So in order to get this bolt out, there is a pin here. Just like that. Boom. There's a little pin right here. Okay. And that's going to allow you to drop out your firing pin. Just like that, guys. Then that's going to allow you to pull out this pin. This pin holds the bolt in. Boom. There you go. This is the part that is going to be the nastiest part to clean, you guys. This and this. These are going to be the two grimiest, greasiest, nastiest parts. And then you can also break this down even further, which I don't do. There's a little pin right here you can push through, push out, and you can dismantle this. It'll pull this little piece off here, and you can clean in there even more. I don't have to do that. I just brush in there and clean it out. So there you go, guys. That is an AR-15 completely broke down. Just like that. That's it. That's all there is to it, you guys. Now, back in the day, when I was in the military, I could take this thing apart and put it back together in less than a minute. I could probably still do it in under a minute. Put it all back together in under a minute. The trickiest part is getting this piece to go back in because it's got a wide end on it, and you got to kind of turn it and wiggle it, and then it'll slide in. But yeah, I had to get that apart anyways, guys, because it needs to be clean. I was out firing it the other day, and it needs to be cleaned. So I figured I'd dismantle it for you guys here on the show. Look at that. Super simple, right? And then you put that all back together, and you're ready to go. Bang, bang, done. So what's going on? Lee, what's the matter, Lee? How much does the AR-15 cost? I'm missing something here. Ruger. That's what I have. This is a Ruger. Huh. Captain Photon. Mofo. Got a Ruger too. Nice. I paid like $500 or $600 for this thing, man. I've got pop-ups or flip-up sights on mine. So yeah, you're just like, so it doesn't catch on anything. And then when you're ready to use it, you just hit this button, it pops up. So I got pop-up sights. I always use iron sights. I don't use any type of, I do have a really sick scope for this thing. I just don't use it. It's a badass laser dot scope. It's pretty sick, dude. It's really, really nice, guys. I just don't use it. I don't use it. I mean, I have used it on there before, but I just like the iron sights. I'm an iron sight kind of guy. If I had like an ACOG scope, we had to use ACOG scopes when we were in the service. We used ACOG scopes. You could use it as like a binocular as well. But yeah, guys, pretty simple stuff, easy to break down, super easy to break down. But yeah, it's about a 500. Probably you could probably get one for about $400-$500 now. They're not that much. They're not too bad. I bought mine secondhand from my brother-in-law. He happened to have one. Had no idea how to use it, clean it, do any of that shit. And I was like, bro, just give me that thing. Give me it. Here, take some money. And I ended up getting it for like $500 or $600 or something like that. I can't remember what I paid for it now. But it's brand new. It's brand new. Reckham Roy says the laser dot gets me a kill every time on Black Ops. Yeah, man. Yep. I actually, you know what's funny is I actually use the iron sights on Black Ops too, man, because it allows me to put other attachments that are more needed, like the foregrip, like for stabilizing the gun and stuff like that. Yeah, I end up doing stuff like that. Bobby's Hobbies, what's up? Welcome to the stream, brother. 22 people in here. That's not bad. We had 30 last week. I'm hoping we can get up to that before the time's out here, guys. You guys hash it out in the chat for a second. I'm going to run and go get something to drink, you guys. It is hot as hell in this bedroom, and I'm taking this hat off as well because it's hot. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go get something to drink. What's that? MRL 308. I love 308s. My dad, the first gun that I ever fired in my life was a 30-30 Winchester rifle. And then a 20-gauge shotgun. And then he bought this badass 308, 30-06. Badass, man. Had a 5-round or 6-round clip, or you could put 1 in the chamber and 5 in the clip. That thing was crazy. F-22 or MiG? First jet? Anthony, is it your first jet? Actually, let me stop you there. If you want quality, go with the F-22. If you want a badass flying plane, that you want to put your own stuff in, like your own servos, the MiG-17 is a badass flying plane. It really is. It's really nice. It's really light on its feet. It's a really nice plane. I would suggest just taking all their servos that they have in it and replacing it with your own Metal Gear servos. Me, personally, I like the 8S setup in the Raptor that I have. It's really, really nice. It flies really good. I just did a maiden on it last week or something like that. Absolutely love the way it flies, you guys. It's a real. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. If you could only pick one, I would start with the MiG-17, just because it's a little float. I don't know. It just feels lighter on its feet. It's a little less expensive. I mean, you're going to pay well over $500 for the 8S Raptor. And you can get that MiG-17 for like $300 and something, well, right under $400 or something like that. What's the price on the MiG-17 again, guys? Is it like $389 or something like that, or price $599 on the 20? Yeah, see, $599. That's $600, bro. $600. You can get that MiG-17 for a quarter off of that price, $395. So $395, 61. So $395 compared to, I would go with the MiG-17, but go on Motion RC, get yourself a bunch of 9-gram Metal Gear servos, and replace every servo in that plane. That's what I'm doing. I have every single servo in that plane getting replaced. I already did one because I had to. I did it today. I went to go fly it this morning. I cranked her up just to make sure all the controls were right, all the surfaces were right, everything was going right. And no bullshit, man. I got the thing plugged in, and all of a sudden the right servo and the right wing was going like crazy. It was definitely stripped. You could hear that it was stripped inside. If you went too far right, or if you went too far on the stick one way, it would like catch up and start popping real fast. So I put a nice free wing Metal Gear servo in there. Now it's beautiful. It actually sounds good too. You can actually hear the difference between the servo and the right wing and the servo and the left wing compared to their plastic gear servo compared to the free wing servo. They just sound so much nicer. But yeah, guys, the F-22 Raptor, that's a huge, that's a big amount of money, man. That's more, that plane costs more than my car payment, you guys. I mean, I have a $500 car payment every month. That thing was more than my freaking car payment. I mean, so you got to think, if that thing goes into the ground, I mean, wow, you're out some cash, bro. So just keep that in mind. $600 compared to $300, $400. I mean, I don't know, but when I get back from getting my drink, we're going to talk about this MiG 17 a little bit more. All right. My apologies, gents. My throat was so dry, man. I needed something to drink so bad. All right, let's get that out of the way because of copyright stuff. We don't want that showing. Let's talk about the MiG 17 for a minute, you guys. I know Ryan wants us to be positive on the whole Hobby King thing, but here's my point. If you just take a look at the retracts that are in this MiG 17, you go on their website, take a look at this MiG 17 real quick, and look at how beautiful these retracts are in this plane. Excuse me. And then you look at the servos that they put in it. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you put those expensive retracts in a plane like that, but then put these super cheap plastic servos, plastic nylon geared servos? It doesn't make any sense. I know sometimes you got to cut corners in order to get something out on time. I don't believe that we should be messing with plastic gear servos anymore. I mean, they're putting metal gear servos in just about everything nowadays. You don't take such a beautiful jet like that MiG 17, put like the best retracts I have ever personally seen in my life for an electric plane, and then stink up the whole thing by sticking some cheap plastic geared servos in it, nylon gear servos in it. It just doesn't make any sense, you guys. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't get it. As soon as that servo fried on me today, I went right on Motion RC's website and I ordered like 8 more. You have 2 for the wing. I'm even going to change the flap. I even have the flap ones already. I already have the ones for the flaps. So we don't have to mess around with those. It just didn't make any sense to me, you guys, at all. Here, let me back this camera up. It's way up in my face. Oh. It just didn't make any sense to me, you guys, at all. But I like the MiG 17 so much, you guys, that I'm gonna take the time, I'm gonna take the money, and I'm gonna invest in it. I'm gonna invest in this plane until I get it where I think it should be. I think I think it does great on 6S. I don't know if I got a dud or what. A lot of people are getting like 4 and 5 minutes of flight time out of theirs. I'm not getting close to that, you guys. Even shortening those leads, I probably only got about like 15% more efficiency. So I'm going to take it out tomorrow. I'm going to fly it again. I want to fly it again. I don't want to fly it with those servos in it, but I'm going to go out and fly it again tomorrow. I fixed the servo in the one wing. It's got a nice Metal Gear servo in there now. I'm not worried about that one ever going bad. I'm going to fly it again. I'm going to put it through its paces to see if I am getting better efficiency. If I can get 4 minutes out of that thing, that would be great. However, I did order an 8S setup, the same 8S setup that's in that Raptor, the Endrunner, the 150 amp FlyFun ESC or FunFly ESC, whichever one it is. I can't remember if it's FlyFun or FunFly or whatever. But I ordered one, and I'm going to put it in the MiG-17. I'm also going to upgrade all the servos to Metal Gear servos as well. Where my elevators are, I already went over this in the beginning of the show, but the rear one in the elevator, they're glued in. I didn't care for that either. So there's like these bucket things, like in like a lot of the free wing planes, they have like these, like they're pretty much, it's a holder for an or for a servo, and you just cut out the square, you glue that piece in, and now you have, instead of pulling the glue every time, I can just interchange them if they ever go bad. I don't want anything glued into this plane. I want to make it so that I can interchange anything out of it if I have to. What did he say, Dave? Yeah, I do. That first flight on the MiG-17, I had it punched the whole time. I was worried that it was going to fall out of the sky for some reason. I don't know why. That was kind of ignorant of me. But I just, and then when I came in for the landing, that's when I finally realized how floaty that thing was. I was like, oh my God. So then my next flight on it, where I accidentally reversed the throttle servo while it was sitting there. I was kind of panicking that whole flight. So, and then I kind of put it into the bushes after that. But the third flight that I just did on that thing, I was actually pulling the throttle in my turn, and it was just floating in each time, like on the passes. They weren't fast passes. They were just me cutting the throttle and letting the thing come down on its own. And that thing has some really nice floating characteristics to it. It's a nice floaty plane. I like it. I recommend the MiG-17. I just recommend that if you get it, just put your own gear in it. You don't even have to change out the ESC and the fan. Just make sure that you put your own servos in it. That would be throttle management. Yeah, right. And it did. It worked. When I came down, instead of having 7% battery life after 2.5 minutes, I had 51 or 54%, something like that. It was ridiculous. It was a nice third flight. That's when I finally just got a feel for the plane, and it felt good. I felt like I was understanding the plane more, and its characteristics. We have a little MiG-15 up there from Free Wing that we flew the hell out of, and that thing's pretty nice. You can't get it slow, but for some reason, that MiG-17, you can slow that thing right down, man. You can slow it right down. Eric Rogers in the house, man. What's going on, man? I don't know if you guys noticed in Jeff's video that he just made, Jeff Custom RC, but he had himself a nice little MiG-17 sitting on the table behind him. So I'm sure he's going to be out maiden in that thing soon. So you guys make sure that you check him out. Michael, what's going on? Welcome to the party. Maybe to see that I have to use kerosene blend. I have no idea what you guys are talking about now. What are you guys talking about? Oh, deuces and okay, deuces. So today, because I installed my first afterburner, I can't wait. Oh, Deuce, would you put the afterburner in? Did you say? Or did you already say? Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that, oh, nice, dude. Center burner on the MiG-17. That's going to be sick, man. Did the maiden on the E-flite P-39 this week. Great plane. So, yeah, Lee was like, he's like, it's so damn windy here, man. He says, I want to take this P-39 out and fly it, and I want to fly my Corsair and stuff. And I wrote him a message, and I was like, dude, just do it. Do it. You know, like on Starsky and Hutch. Do it. Do it. And then I made a video on the Beast biplane, and he got me back today. He's like, he's like, just get out and fly it. Just do it. Just get out and fly it. Just don't even think about it. Just go do it. Real quick, you guys. So that Beast biplane, it had the right wing was vibrating a little bit. Somebody left a comment and said you're too close to it with your radio. I laughed. I was like, there's no freaking way that's what it is. I'll be damned if I didn't step 10 feet away into the kitchen and that thing stopped vibrating, guys. No bullshit. I have no idea why. I don't get it. I have no clue. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look it up right now. I want you guys to also go to this guy and check out his channels and subscribe if you can for me. Oh, sorry. Check out his channel. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Really quickly here. Oh, no shit, man. Hey, Gooniac subscribed finally. I've been subscribed to his channel for so long. All right, you guys, check him out. His channel is RC Sean Brady, SEAN Brady, BRADY. I'm looking for his comment right now. I just couldn't believe it. Where did it go? Hang on, guys. I'll find it. Yeah, here's Lee Davidson's comment. He's like, just get it over with and fly it. All right. You tend to find the reason that your digital servo's ailerons flutter is when your transmitter is too close to your receiver. This happens to mine often. Nothing to worry about. And sure enough, I backed up about 15 feet, 10 to 15 feet, and it stopped fluttering. Yep, Dave's not even going to see me. Boozer, I always see you. I can see you right now. Mary Boozer's in the house! What's going on, man? What does Mary Boozer have in store for us this week? Do we get any hints? Do we get any any VIP stuff for the boys over here on Total Line? Santa Claus is always watching, man. That's why I got Cole last year. The all-seeing eye. Yes, Jeff. Yes, the all-seeing eye. Oh, special guest. All right. Wesley is a lurker. Jesus Christ. Nice. Nice. I'm always giving shout outs to those guys, man. Barry Boozer, Papa Boozer, Jeff's Custom, Eric, Rogers. Hey, you guys, where's Roy at? Where is Roy at? Has anybody? Roy hasn't been in here at all, has he? He said he'd be here. Hopefully, store will fly Sunday. Oh, dude, that'll be sick, Mary Boozer. Wes, I can't wait to see that, man. I cannot wait to see that. The Stork. I think there's a lot of people that can't wait to see that one, bro. Cole is worth a lot of money, bro. He was here, wasn't he? What the hell's going on? He forgot to pay his internet bill? He's probably running down the street trying to find a Wi-Fi signal. Standing out in somebody's yard. Like, what are you doing out there, creep? I'm just trying to get your Wi-Fi signal. So I'm glad I was just talking to my wife earlier and I was like, I need to get this contest winner stuff out, right? And I was like, I can't go out and buy another thing to sit in the hallway. So I was really glad that Eric Quinn came through tonight and talked to me, man. That's awesome. That is so awesome. What do you guys think for a giveaway this month? What are you guys thinking? I got like a $200 budget for the giveaway. I'm trying to think. My MIG signed. The MIG signed. Yeah, man, that's fastly become one of my favorite planes that I own. Internet keeps messing up. That's because California is breaking off into the ocean right now, Crap King. You just don't know it. Slowly and surely into the ocean you go. Eric, you're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. Thanks, Dennis. I got a lot of grief on social media about my bastards. To hell with social media, Captain Photon. I don't do it. The only reason that I actually even got back into my YouTube page, guys, is because of the community. That's the only reason. I hate that shit, man. You piss somebody off and they start writing all kinds of fucked up shit on your Facebook wall and on internet. Yeah, dude. I can't do Facebook. I don't do Facebook. The only reason that I have my Facebook opened up right now is because of the Pilots Lounge and stuff like that. Dennis, you want the Focke-Wulf 190? That's like one of my favorite little. That's my favorite little planes, man. I actually put my own custom paint job on that thing. This thing has so many damn flights on it. I put all hinges on it. It's got all hinges. Hinges, dude, hinges. Not foam hinges. These are all hinges, real hinges. Like, yep. Super nice. Rudder's got all hinges and stuff. This thing's nice, man. I absolutely love this plane. It's one of my favorite Dynam planes right there. I won't get rid of it. That thing flies awesome, you guys, by the way. All right, we'll talk about the Corsair for a minute, you guys, while it's come up in conversation. The Flightline Corsair is a badass plane, you guys. No bullshit. Everyone should have that plane in their hangar. I don't care who you are. If you can fly a prop plane, you should have that Corsair. That's just Mary Boozer said, it's a flex jet, but not when I get done with it. It's not going to be a flex jet anymore. It's going to be my own thing. So I know why I got that flex jet on sale now. The Aurora inside of it was one of those version 1 Auroras, and it's messed up. So I pulled the Aurora straight out of it, and I'm just putting my own gyro system and my own receiver and stuff in it. That's why I got the damn thing so cheap. But they didn't tell me that when I bought it. I had to figure that shit out on my own. Won't bind properly. It will not bind properly. So, Craft King, you need an EDF. I got a Sky Sword down there with a ESC and a EDF that you can have. You can buy some type of plane and Dollar Jar Dave. You put you can put that EDF and ESC in something. I was gonna rekit it, but I ain't got time for it. I don't have time for that. I'm just glad that this summer, if I was going to crash anything, that was the one that I crashed. I'm just glad that it wasn't something else. I took off. The ailerons were way too touchy in that thing. Way too touchy. I don't know what I was thinking. I had them down on like 85, 75%, and it was still way too touchy. They need to go down even further than that. Ain't nobody got time for that. LX models, huh? Mary Boozer, you're into the LX models? I was about ready to buy the LX Raptor. I'm glad I didn't now. .6S? No, you weren't thinking about a .6S system? That's what it is, too. It's a 70mm .6S system, guy. It's our Craft King. It is the cat. I blame the cat for everything, bro. Eric, I blame the cat for everything. If the dishes aren't done by the time my wife gets home, it's the cat's fault. Everything gets blamed on the cat. Everything. I smashed my hand earlier while I was working on my car or my daughter's car. Cat was nowhere around. It was still the cat's fault. That's just the way it is. Dennis, I completely agree with that. Yes, the Dynam planes do fly awesome. They do. You do. You just have to put a little bit of TLC into them. The first thing that I would do with any Dynam plane that I bought or that I buy from here, if I ever buy another Dynam plane, is cut the foam hinges and put your own hinges in right away. Just do that, because the first time you bang that freaking that hinge on something, like pulling it in and out of something, it's gonna rip. That is the first thing to go on Dynam planes, is those damn foam hinges. As soon as you touch it on something, it's done. It's toast. So the first thing that you want to do with any Dynam plane is cut the hinges and just put 4 hinges in the ailerons, 3 hinges in the rudder. Well, on that Dynam Focke-Wulf, I've got 4 in the ailerons. To be honest with you, the elevator on that thing is still the foam hinge. I just have it reinforced with some black tape. It has never ripped off yet. And then the rudder has 1, 2, 3 hinges in it, and the rudder has 3 hinges in it. That's pretty much it, man. And that plane will fly. That plane flies so good, you guys. It's just the rake on the landing gear, like stock, are so good, man. You can be in some really tall stuff with that thing. Another thing that I would suggest is just pulling those fake gear door things that they have on the retract. Just pull those things right off. Get them out of there, because they're going to break off anyways. You might as well just pull them off when you get the plane. And then you'll just have your wire gear hanging down. They break off, so just break them off. Get rid of them. They're just going to break off anyway. I learned that the hard way with the Dynam 262. They kept falling off. I kept trying to put them back on. Then I Gorilla Glue them on, and then they break off again. I'm just like, screw it. So I just took them off and kept them off. There's just no sense of messing with it. Issues with Dyno. My Skybus has not failed me. I've never had. The only thing that I had go wrong with a Dynam plane was This one, the Focke-Wulf. The right side aileron shit on me, and I put an FMS servo. The servo in the left, and the right aileron. It broke on me. Actually, the dog did it. He accidentally hit it with his paw. My dog did. He accidentally hit it with his paw, and it stripped the nylon gear servo in there. So I had this nice FMS servo, and I stuck that in there, and it's been fine ever since. I've never had an issue with it since. As you guys can see, I've got several Dynam planes. I've got I've got this one. I've got the Dynam Pitts up over there in the corner, which is probably one of my favorites. That's probably one of my favorites right there. I love that thing. That thing's fun. I replaced all the servos in that, put all brand new servos in that, put Metal Gear servos in that. This Tempest that's sitting right here is actually being given to one of the kids that I coach. So you guys, pretty unfortunate news. I'll be taking this year off of coaching. Kyle's been dealing with some migraines, and he might have had a small seizure last week or this beginning of this week, and it scared us because our daughter used to get the same thing. She would get these migraines, and then she'd come up with a really high fever real fast, and then she'd have a seizure. And then we had her on medication for the longest time. And now that she's gotten older, she's grown out of those seizures. But Kyle's right at that age where it could still happen. So we took him out of the contact sport for now until we can see a specialist and get things figured out. I really feel bad. I'm actually going to show up to one of the practices just to let the kids know that, I'll be keeping my eye on Kyle. I won't be coaching this year, which sucks, man, because this would be the first year that me and Kyle have taken off since he was in the second grade. He's played football every year since the second grade. It actually feels weird that we're not out playing football right now and I'm not coaching and stuff. It actually feels kind of weird. So, yeah, he's going to see a specialist Monday. We'll see what happens. Hopefully everything's all right. They'll do like an EKG or something like that. They put this thing on his head, and they're just gonna check his brain waves, make sure everything. If they see anything, they'll document it and they'll see what's going on. But as far as contact sports go, that's the last thing that he needs to be doing right now. If he's having some issues with that, yeah, Brain Scan, yeah, good movie by the way, Brain Scan. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Pretty sick movie. Love RC in the house. What's up, man? Yeah, so we just want to get him checked out first, make sure he's okay. He's been complaining of migraines for the last 5 years, and we never really thought anything of it. And he's out there. What's up, Red Light? How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the stream. And we've had him out there playing football all these years. The thing about it is he plays offensive line, so there's not a lot of head contact at that position, which is probably fortunate for him. I mean, that he's played that position. He hasn't played a position where he's smashing his head into another person. So, how fast will them jets go in the background? Well, it depends on which one. I don't know how fast. I'd say about 100. I think the 8S Raptor would probably go 100 or so, over 100. The Flex Jet's probably right around there too, right at 100 mark. The F-15 right over my shoulder, probably slightly less than that because it's just a average 6S system. Mach 2.5, baby. But this F-14 behind me with the wings swept, definitely well over 100. Yeah, they go pretty quick. But I tell you which one will probably beat every one of these in a race is that Freewing 262 back there. That Freewing 262 is got two 70 millimeter fans in it, and that thing's definitely well over 100 miles an hour. But if you want a fast plane, it's sitting in the back of my truck. I have an 8S system in a JP fan in a Stinger 90, and that thing is well over 100 miles an hour. That thing stocks like 130 miles an hour, 120 miles an hour. I can't imagine how fast that thing. I don't even know what I have to buy. That's one thing I want to do is buy a radar gun. I want to buy a radar gun so I can start clocking these planes. I want to know how fast that Stinger 90 and that JP fan goes. The V900, Lee Davidson's hang. Oh, that I was getting ready to say. Lee knows about that. Yeah, 140 miles an hour. That is sick on 4S. Surprisingly, what you'll find, Red Light, is that your prop planes actually move a little quicker than these jets do. There's prop planes out there that can go into the 150s, 140s mile an hour on like half the battery. You know, like he's saying, there's the V900. That's an E-flite plane. It's a prop plane, and it's a little racer. It's a little racer hand toss little propeller plane, and that thing's in excess of 140 miles an hour on a 4S battery. These things are going over 100 miles an hour, but these things are running on a 6S battery. That Raptor's on an 8S system, and that V900 would probably beat both of these things in a race on half the cells. So, I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. Oh, I love the Stinger, man. I'm so glad I got it put back together and fixed. I feel so much better now that thing's fixed and put back together. I am going to be pulling out of the back of the truck to run the carbon fiber in it. I want to finish carbon fibering that thing. I want that whole nose to just be like a solid piece of carbon fiber. Are they big money to get one? Yeah, they're not cheap. That Raptor is that's a $600 plane right there. Right there. This F-14 behind me right here, it's like a 500 and something, $550 plane. This is like a $400 plane right here. That's like I don't know. They're pretty expensive, man. Yeah, they're pretty expensive. All my planes I get for free though. I get them donated. No, it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad, but I mean, it's if you want to get into it, Red Light, you want to get into a plane, you want to get into flying a jet, you want to get into flying this and into the RC hobby and flying these planes. Start out with something small like this. Start out with something like this. This is what you want to start with. I got over 100 flights on this thing. Actually, I have exactly 100 flights on this plane right here. And then our last flight, we had an oopsie. It hit a piece of ice and ripped this piece off, and I just haven't gotten around to fixing it yet. This is actually one of my favorite planes to fly right here, too. It's my favorite plane out of the 64 millimeters. And then you can even go smaller than that. Oh, you can even go smaller than that and get yourself one of these. This is a Banana Hobby Raptor. It's a 50 millimeter EDF fan. First plane I ever flew right here, guys. This is the first plane I ever flew in my entire career. Right here. This little Raptor. One of my favorites right here, guys. Oldie but a goodie. The Marlin is nice. It's under $200. All right, so me and Ryan called me earlier, and we were talking about the Marlin. He's sold on it, man. he wouldn't just call me and say, Dave, you should get this Marlin if it was a crap plane. Because I was telling him I was interested in buying a plane for Tyler so that he can learn how to start, flying his own plane off the off the ground. And he suggested that Marlin. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get him the Marlin. Get Tyler the Marlin. He has an F-16 up there on the wall that's got retracts and stuff like that. But I don't know if you guys have the version 1 F-16. It's kind of hard to take off the ground. And when you do, there is no like steady lift to it. It's like boom, and it goes straight up. It's kind of crazy. There is no easy going on that plane. It's balls to the walls. That thing, it goes straight up. It's crazy. When the Marlins will be starting to be shipped. Something about the 30th of the month, the 30th of this month, they'll start the shipping on those, Bill. That's what Ryan was saying to me. So look for around the 30th. If you're on pre-order, look for around the 30th that yours will be getting shipped. I might just buy one just to have it. A 64 millimeter on 4S. Well, that's what that Raptor is up there in the corner. Right up there. That's what that Raptor in the corner is. That's on 4S, and that thing boogies, bro. That thing boogies. That thing goes good, man. That thing goes absolutely amazing. It goes so well. I've got so many planes laying around the house, you guys. I've been trying to get them put in here. Another plane that I'll be taking out again here pretty soon, you guys, that I really didn't get a fair shake at it. It was before I knew how to do throws and put like expo and all that stuff in. And it was probably something that I shouldn't have had at the time. But right up here, you guys, right up there, she's always been hanging over my head. She hangs over my head every time I'm in this room. You guys know what that is. I'll be taking that thing back out to fly it again because I tell you what, man, now that I know how to do throws and now that I know how to do all that stuff, that thing's going to be fun. That thing's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's the big A10 Warthog from Motion RC, you guys. That's the big one. The big Mama Jamma. It's actually got a receiver and everything already in it. It's all ready to go. All I got to do is plug that bitch in, man. She's ready to go. I came down hard on a landing, and there's a little pin that holds the bottom of the retrack onto the wheel to the retrack, and that pin snapped. So I ordered a new pin, put it back together, and I haven't flown it since. Yes, third coolest. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's ridiculous. The only thing that I don't like about that one and the F-14 behind me is the fact that you have to run them on 2 batteries. You got to have 2 6S batteries to run them, man. I mean, that's 2 6S packs that you're burning up like right off. Not the most efficient of things. But definitely the cool factor is there. So, I mean, you got to have them. Just for the cool factor, you got to have them. Dennis, yeah, good luck with that surgery, buddy. What's $200? You can bigger EDF. 90 million fans in it. What's $200? What is the 200? What's $200? Oh, that's the price of the Marlin. Or no, the Marlin's only like $150, you guys. Yeah, 2 6S batteries. Yeah, you're looking at probably about $200. The 2 6S batteries that I have that fly that plane, I paid $179 a piece for them. They're pulse batteries, 265 or 70C or 65C pulse batteries, 5,000 milliamps, 6S. Oh yeah, Michael says his turbo's in his thing. He got his turbo fixed and it's running good now. Turbo done, driving and listening. Good, man. Look, my hands are all freaking greasy too, man, from working on that damn working on those struts today. Look at that. Look at that nasty shit. Grease all over them and shit. Huh. So I got one of the struts off. It's over at my buddy's house. He's got to put the spring compressor on it and put the new strut inside of the coil and then put it back together. Then I can put that side on. Then I can go around to the other side, take that side off and do the same thing over again. I am new at it. Okay, so red light. Start off with something cheap, like a Dynam Focke-Wulf, a Dynam Tempest. Don't do what I did and step right into EDF jets. You'll regret it. Get yourself a nice prop plane. Learn how to fly it. Once you learn how to fly that, then you can move into an EDF. My only suggestion is don't be overwhelmed about the fact that you're switching from a prop plane to an EDF. EDFs are easy to fly, man. They're not hard to fly. Once you learn the basics, a lot of people get nervous. Oh, it's an EDF. It's going to be fast. Well, let me tell you something, man. Prop planes can move pretty damn fast too. The only thing that you have to understand is an EDF pushes a plane. A prop plane pulls a plane. A prop pulls a plane. So it's two different flight dynamics. With an EDF, you have to force the air over the wing with the EDF. With the prop plane, the prop is pushing the air over the wing, which makes it a little easier to fly, a little more controllable. But EDFs are really easy to fly. They're not hard to fly. Once you learn how to fly, that's it, man. And once you know how to move those sticks around and get that plane to do what you want it to do, the only thing that you have to understand about an EDF is to keep the speed up in the corners. That's it. That's it. Just make sure that you have enough speed going into your turns. That's all you have to worry about with an EDF. If you get too slow into a turn with an EDF, she's gonna tip stall on you and she's gonna come flopping. She might flat spin. It all depends on what plane it is. MiGs like to flat spin for some reason. I don't know why. The 262, the Freewing 262 back there, it does this death barrel roll where it just the tail goes this way, the wings go this way, and it just boom. You don't want to get these things going slow in turns. That's it. You can slow them down in a straightaway pretty darn good. You can get that nose up, and you can. Most of these jets will Harrier. You can even get the 262 to Harrier, which is kind of hard to do because it does tip stall. The Sky Sword. Let's talk about that Sky Sword. The Sky Sword. That was pilot error. I don't think. Are you saying he should start with a Sky Sword? Well, I got half of one right here. He can have. I got half a Sky Sword here. He can have. Honestly, Ryan was pitching me the Marlin today. He believes that that's a good starter plane because it actually has flaps too, and it'll get you in the habit of using flaps, which is actually a good thing, man. That's a good thing to get used to is using your flaps. You have to learn how to start using those switches, and when you got a plane like the Marlin, or say let's take the like the F9F or the F9F Panther there. You don't have to hit any switches with that. The only switches that you would possibly need to hit with that is a rate switch. With the Marlin, it actually incorporates flaps in there. And then you have other planes that will incorporate landing gear in there. So you have to learn how to start hitting these switches and learning how to hit the switches while keeping your eye on the plane. I still find myself looking down, even though I know what switches they are, and they're the same switches for every single plane that I own. I still catch myself looking down. Dude, bro, the Sky Sword is done, man. It is done. I don't think so, bro. I don't think it can be fixed. And even if you did fix it, Delaware, it would look like shit. I don't know, man. That thing's rekit. That's rekit. I don't know. Maybe you could. Some people are talented like that and can put them back together, man. But as far as I'm concerned, man, that thing is a goner. It's a goner. Look at this thing, dude. It's freaking pieces. Look at it. It's done, bro. The whole fuselage is cracked down the entire side. It's just done, dude. Even the back of it where the EDF is broke, right there. It's bad, dude. It's bad. It was a bad crash. It was a bad crash. It was a bad one. That was not a good crash, man. That was my fault. I over-rotated and couldn't bring it back in time to pull up. Yeah, I know you got a 3D printer, bro. I'm jealous. Dave's Graveyard. Yeah, over in the corner over there. That's the graveyard. Well, fortunately, you guys, it's only been one plane this summer, which tells me one of two things. Either I'm becoming a better pilot and learning more about what I can do with a plane and what I can't do with a plane, or just luck's on my side. Luck's on my side. I honestly believe it's a little bit of both. I have 7 3D printers. Really, dude? I'm moving in. No, I'm just kidding. 3D printers are pretty cool to have in this hobby, man. Pretty damn cool to have in this hobby. Anyways, guys, listen. I appreciate you guys' time. It's getting to that point. We're an hour and 10 minutes in. I was just looking up at the clock. Red light, feel free to subscribe if you like the channel, man. Trust me, subscribing here, and then you're gonna be in with some of the best guys possible in this hobby, man. We got Pilot Ryan in the community. We've got we've got Jeff's Custom in the community. We got a lot of guys in this community that can help you out if you ever need help. So feel free and subscribe if you'd like. Everybody go over and Red Light. I don't know if you have an RC channel or not, but if you guys want to, go over there and check them out. Check out Red Light's RC channel. Go over there if you like what you see. You know what to do. Love RC. The Beast biplane will be up after the flex. After we're done with the flex, the Beast biplane's ready to go right now. Oh, is that the emoji? See, I don't think he meant to do that. Don't worry about it. That Red Light, don't worry about it. That shit happens all the time. We were just going, there you go. We were just going over this. This is what happened the other day where somebody was accidentally putting the wrong emoji in. Well, F you too, Red Light. No, I'm just kidding, bro. Anyways, guys, go over and check out Red Light. It's all right, dude. Don't worry about it, man. Shit happens. It's all good. Go over and check them out. If you like what you see, you guys know what to do. Michael, congratulations on getting that turbocharger fixed, man. Love RC. Your plane's done, bro. It's in the box. It's ready to go. I'm going to send it out like on the 1st. So I'll get with you on that, Love RC. Eric Rogers, thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate you being here. I don't know who else is left in here. Shout outs galore. Reckham Roy's not in here. There's a shout out. Listen, guys, here's my final spiel for the night. Don't forget to check out the Pilot's Lounge tomorrow, guys, 9 p.m. Eastern time, okay? That's Pilot Ryan and Captain Mike's YouTube channel, formerly of Motion RC. Make sure you guys go over there and check him out. 9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night. Be there, be square, guys. If I'm there, you guys should be there. And then on Sundays, we got the Mary Boozers channel, Mary Boozers RC channel, YouTube channel. Make sure that you guys check them out. They start usually between 8 and 8:30 on Sunday nights. That's right, Eric. It's time to count it down, you guys. Yeah, I'm Dave. This is Dave's RC, guys. Remember to fly free or die, guys. Don't ever forget that, man. Do your thing. Fly your plane. Fly it the way you want to fly it. Don't let other people fly your plane for you, man. Fly free or die. I'm Dave. Dave's RC. Let's get out of here, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Peace, guys. Love every one of you guys. You guys have a great night. Eric, I got you, buddy. Thank you, buddy.